All right, so talking about ECDIS, you know that there should be passage plan ready before the commencement of the voyage. IMO recommends that you should have the passage plan ready for the intended voyage before commencement of the voyage. Before leaving the voyage, leaving for the voyage, you should have the passage plan ready. But to have the passage plan ready, you require charts for the whole voyage. You require all the documents, publications, like list of flights, tide tables, etc. for that voyage. So normally we have it, जो publications होती हैं वो तो रहता है हमारे पास जहाज में, but we need to have the charts. Paper charts used to be the one early days. Now we are beginning to see ECDIS, so you are familiar basically. So IMO allowed the regulations were amended to allow ships to carry charts which are in electronic form. That means IMO said that the ships may carry electronic charts on board ship for the intended voyage. Instead of paper chart, electronic charts were allowed, and to use those charts, we needed to have a computer system on which the chart can be displayed. But now that we have the chart on screen, the passage plan cannot be made by pencil and eraser. So there has to be a system where we can do the planning in the computer itself on the electronic chart. So this is what the advancement of electronics, ECDIS was. Early days we used to have paper charts, but then as the electronics are developing, as the technology is developing, the ships are also coming and making use of the technology. So many of electronic gadgets you have seen. Early days it wasn't all that. AIS was not there, VDR was not there, LRIT was not there, SSAS was not. So it is a constant process. Improvements keep on happening. So from 2012 to 2018 was the implementation period within which the ships had to transfer from old system to the new system. Paper charts to be done away with, ECDIS to be installed. So there is an implementation plan also, which kind of ships should include this kind of system or install this ECDIS within what time frame. So that is what the IMO regulation was. But what is this ECDIS? ECDIS is electronic chart display and information system. So it is not only a display that you can display a chart, but it has to give you all those information which is necessary for a voyage. So we'll go to the slide, and through the slide we will talk about it step by step. There are few things, keywords that will keep on coming up. Like with ECDIS, we use keywords like ECS and the RCS. ECDIS is one, dual fuel chart. So these are a few terms which are associated with ECDIS. We'll talk about them. And then we talk specifically about the types of charts which are used in the system, in the ECDIS system. Remember, On the outset, all these devices are nothing but computers. If you have a very bacha kind of computer, can you do video editing on that? No. You need to have certain kind of computer with certain configuration. साउंड कार्ड होना चाहिए, ग्राफिक कार्ड होना चाहिए, इतना सारा रैम होना चाहिए, इतना हार्ड डिस्क होना चाहिए, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन है. अगर वो होगा तो इट इज गुड फॉर वीडियो एडिटिंग. बट आई वांट टू जस्ट डू डॉक्यूमेंट टाइपिंग, तो छोटा computer can also do. Here we have a chart to display and we have to do planning, and we also have to monitor in this system. So all those features should be there in the computer so that it allows me to do navigation. So ECDIS is also a computer with a software inside which is required for voyage plan, voyage monitoring, etc. If I need a computer, VDR is a computer. There is a software which is collecting data from all sources and saving in the file, in the memory. GPS is a computer which receives some signal, does computation, shows you position. So all these are computers, and to different type of devices we have seen they all need input to give you output. Compute करेगा कैसे? Compute करने के लिए कुछ देंगे तब तो all these computers require some kind of input, and on the basis of that they give you output through the software. So ECDIS is nothing but a computer which requires some interface, some inputs. Can you name some of the inputs required for ECDIS? कौन सी अदर चीजें हैं जो ECDIS सिस्टम को इंफॉर्मेशन देती हैं, डेटा देती हैं? Yes.
Sir, GPS.
GPS. Very good. Because
AIS, sir.
AIS,
Radar, sir.
radar, echo
Gyro.
sounder. Yes.
Gyro heading.
Okay. Gyro heading coming from gyro compass. Maybe you can have wind
echo.
speed indicator also. Okay, so these are few basic things which are required inputs for ECDIS. ECDIS will work only if there is GPS input. पोजीशंस होने चाहिए. आपको प्लॉट करना है तो जीपीएस का पोजीशन अभी चार्ट पे कहाँ है दिखाना है, ऑन स्क्रीन दिखना चाहिए. तो करंट पोजीशन चाहिए. करंट पोजीशन कैसे मिलेगी? जीपीएस से मिलेगी. द शिप इज डूइंग सम हेडिंग, स्क्रीन पे दिखाना है कि द शिप इज डूइंग दिस हेडिंग. कैसे दिखाएंगे? जायरो की इनपुट चाहिए. चार्ट पे पूरा चार्ट बना हुआ है, बट चार्ट में लिखा हुआ है कि देयर इज अ बॉय एट दिस प्लेस, बट इज इट देयर? दैट इज बीइंग डिटेक्टेड बाय रडार. तो रडार की पिक्चर इसके ऊपर ला दिया, तो जो ऑब्जेक्ट है चार्ट में उसी के ठीक ऊपर रडार का भी पिक्चर बता रहा है, तो दोनों का मैच है. गुड. व्हाट इज द चार्ट सेइंग is also seen by the radar. Okay, what is that shape? Which shape is this? AIS ka input. Okay, you click, you get the information about that. The targets. So these are few inputs required for ECDIS system to work. So I'm going to share the screen and we talk on the slides. Just 1 second. स्क्रीन दिख गई मेरी? बहुत टाइम लगाता है तुम लोग बोलने
Yes, sir.
में। All right, so what basic introduction we have had, just read through this. As we said, we require to have all the nautical charts for the intended voyage so that the passage plan can be made. So IMO allowed, or they said that the nautical chart which is to be present on board for making passage plan can now be in electronic form. But of course, if electronic charts are allowed, then they must meet the safety standards. They must provide those features which is required for a sea voyage. ये क्या हो गया? हाँ. So as we know that chapter 5 of SOLAS regulation 19 is all about carriage requirement of various equipment. It is talking about safety equipment. So these are the equipment which are also mentioned. There is recommendation regarding this as well. So who is to carry ECDIS? Carriage requirements. नई जहाज जो भी बन रही है 500 GRT and above, they should be fitted with ECDIS system. Then foreign going vessels of 3000 GRT and above, including all tankers, should be fitted with ECDIS system. The implementation plan, as we said, was from 2012 to 2018. That means in a phased manner, certain kind of ships to install in so and so time, certain kind of ships to install so and so within so and so time. So as we know, any amendment which is coming from the IMO, little bit of transition time is provided, not that one day it is there, कल से चालू हो जाना चाहिए सबका, ऐसा नहीं. There is a time frame provided because the ship may have different conditions. All right. So as we already said, what is this?
Sir, only one ECDIS is required now.
Negative. If you are running on ECDIS, you need to have a backup system. You need to have two of them. If you have only one ECDIS, then there has to be a backup of paper charts. That means for the intended voyage, if you are using ECDIS and there is only one ECDIS, you should have a passage plan ready on the paper chart also. You should have paper chart for the complete voyage as well. So there has to be two systems. You cannot depend on one system on board ship. खराब हो गया तो क्या करेंगे? इसीलिए GMDS में भी डुप्लीकेसी ऑफ इक्विपमेंट होता है. दो VHF हैं, दो SATC है, दो प्रिंटर्स होते हैं. अगर वो नहीं है तो उसके साथ MFHF का कॉम्बिनेशन होता है. तो दो इक्विपमेंट होने चाहिए, especially where electronics are concerned. All right, do we get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically a computer with required software to do the job. What is the job? Navigation. Navigation मतलब क्या? कि वॉइस प्लानिंग करनी चाहिए. वॉइस प्लानिंग करना है तो क्या क्या करना होगा? तो लाइनें खींचनी होगी, कर्व बनाना होगा. Of course, remember the rate of turn indicator. So I should be able to make curving track. I should be able to delete the waypoints, put new waypoints. Should be possible to put two alternate courses. एक इधर से डालो, एक उधर से. इधर से कुछ हो गया तो दूसरी तरफ से जाएंगे. So simultaneously two courses to be drawn, no-go areas to be marked, notes to be written on the chart. Notes मतलब मैराइनर्स नोट्स बोलते हैं उसको, जो एक डिस्क के बगल में एक नोटबुक रखा, सॉरी एक डिस्क नहीं, चार्ट के बगल में एक नोटबुक रखा रहता है. जो इंपॉर्टेंट इंफॉर्मेशन होती है उस नोटबुक में लिखते जाते हैं. The planner, person who is planning the voyage, if he has to write some special, like okay, reporting to so and so on so and so channel to such and such authority at this point, तो mark करके उसका information लिखा होगा. So text information can also be written. So there are of course various features of voyage planning which should be available in this computer. Having all these inputs, the computer system is good enough to make the life of navigator much easier. सबसे बड़ा जो रिस्पाइट है, सबसे बड़ी जो सहूलियत मिली है, वो सेकंड मेट को ये मिली है कि अब सारे चार्ट्स जो होते हैं उसको मैनुअली अपडेट करने की जरूरत नहीं होती. बिकॉज this also should be a feature of ECDIS, that the charts should be corrected, charts should be updated. Since the chart is electronic, update is also electronics. So सारे अपडेट इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म में आते हैं और चार्ट अपडेट हो जाता है. We will see what are the methods of updates. So overall, looking at it holistically, ऊपर से एक नजर में अगर देखा जाए तो this ECDIS is used for navigation, yes, but when we are referring to the chart and our position on the chart, this device can be a great tool for anti-grounding. Why? Because on the chart you have the depth written, and your ship is coming from this side. The ship is having an echo sounder. Echo sounder key input is also given to the ECDIS. So the echo sounder depth is compared with this one or this one. So the charted depth can be compared with the echo sounder depth. there are so many other features where you can define even without a echo sounder, that if the charted depth is coming to so and so, give me alarm. What is the meaning? Here is your computer. There are shallow patches in this areas. You have already defined कि अगर depth 12 मीटर से कम हो तो alarm बजा देना. When your ship is passing like this and it is encountering something like 12 meters depth, chart में depth दिखी 12 मीटर और जीपीएस का पोजीशन, अपने जहाज का जीपीएस पोजीशन उस 12 के पास जैसे ही पहुंचेगा तो अलार्म बज जाएगी. So you are now aware that depth कम है, you can take action. So there are also so many other features which are provided in this, but this device, ECDIS, is a strong anti-grounding tool, very effective. So talking about this computer, of course the computer, if it is there software है, उसमें मूवी चलानी है तो मूवी डालना पड़ेगा. तो कंप्यूटर है लेकिन चार्ट देखनी है तो चार्ट डालना पड़ेगा. So for that we need to give some input, which is the ECDIS. Sorry, ECDIS should have input like ENC, which is the electronic navigation charts. ये बाहर से मिलता है. जैसा मैंने कहा कंप्यूटर तो है मेरे पास, but I need to see a movie. So I must get that movie either from internet or from a friend or in the pen drive, etc. So ENC is required. ENC should be updated. So weekly updates are coming for the charts. That is given to the ECDIS system and it will save that data, update the charts. Then navigation publications, list of lights, tide tables, ALRS volume 6. All these things are within the computer memory itself in the electronic form. So itna to basics hai, but there are other inputs also required for this. GPS, gyro compass, AIS, ARPA radar, echo sounder, and there are other devices also which not listed all the way, but ice information, current kitna hai, water level, that is tide conditions, all those things inputs are required. It works out all this information and shows you on screen a net final result on screen. A screen of an ECDIS system, typical display. As you can see, the chart is visible in this area. The chart is visible here, but there are a lot many of information available all around. There are so many buttons provided. There are so many information available. So this is what an ECDIS system may look like. This is also another view. So why we are seeing difference between this and this? Because the ECDIS also provides us possibility to change the look of the chart. I can have information that I want The information I don't want, I can remove it also. Because it is computer, I can do anything on that. So we can have a custom display also. अगर मुझको इतना क्लस्टर नहीं चाहिए, इतना किच पिच नहीं चाहिए, so I can remove some of the data and get a more clear picture like this, which is not too confusing. So then we will be talking about terms and definitions. You already know what is an ECDIS. An ECDIS, as we said, is a computer assisted electronic chart display and information system. Already discussing. But this system should meet all the SOLAS regulations. For ECDIS, there is a performance standard requirement कि एक ECDIS को जो जहाज पे लगनी है, it must have certain features. What features? All features related to passage plan. सारी चीजें होनी चाहिए. पैसेज प्लान में क्या, तो वे पॉइंट क्रिएट करना, लाइंस ट्रैक्स ड्रॉ करना, डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ लाइंस, कर्विंग ट्रैक्स, पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ मार्किंग अ सेफ्टी डेप्थ, जिसके बेसिस पे हम एंटी ग्राउंडिंग टूल के जैसा यूज करते हैं इसको. सो ECDIS सिस्टम इज अ चार्ट सिस्टम which meets all SOLAS requirements, meets all IMO performance standards. ECS, okay, read through. So there are certain requirements, certain features are there. Of course, passage plan is there. That is a requirement by IMO that you should be able to plan. We will see a little bit more in detail. Then there should be possibility of monitoring, multiple comparisons of data coming from radar, coming from AIS, coming from GPS, coming from echo sounder. All those data can be compared with the charted data, and there are so many other features which makes the monitoring of the voyage much easy. Also, there should be a recording feature. The voyage that we are doing, the positions that we were having, the track we have taken should be recorded by the system. So recording is also major requirement. ECS, on the other hand, electronic chart system, is any computer which can display a chart. Probably can help us also in navigation in a way, but not necessary that it meets all requirements of ECDIS, onboard ECDIS. तो मैं अपने कंप्यूटर पे, अपने मोबाइल पे भी चार्ट देख सकता हूं. तो क्या मैं अपने मोबाइल को सी नेविगेशन में यूज कर सकता हूं क्या? नहीं, अभी नहीं. आई कैन नॉट डू. I can use this, I can find out my location कि मैं यहाँ पे हूँ, but all those features are not there, which is required by ECDIS. आपने जहाज पे देखा होगा कि पायलट आते हैं, they ask for AIS plug, they have their own laptop or tablets, उसमें करेक्ट करके they are using a chart on their screen. And they are seeing the AIS data on that, what are the ships coming out or going in, inbound, outbound traffic. So he is, the pilot is making use of a computer chart on which he can see the AI's data. But is it ECDIS? No, because it may not have all those requirements as per IMO. So all ECS are not ECDIS, but ECDIS definitely is an ECS. Then we are coming to ENC, electronic navigation chart. What is ENC? जो भी चार्ट की इंफॉर्मेशन, अगर पेपर चार्ट आपने देखा हो तो चार्ट में बहुत सारी लाइनें होती हैं, बहुत सारे शैलो पैचेस दिखते हैं, डेप्थ लिखा होता है, लाइंस होती हैं, कोस्ट लाइंस होती हैं, रैक्स होते हैं, डेंजर एरियाज है, फायरिंग एरियाज मार्क किए हुए हैं, ऑयल रिग, ऑयल एक्सप्लोरेशन के लिए एरियाज मार्क किए हुए हैं. All these things which was there on the paper chart are converted into information. Information means data. और उस सारे डेटा को एक टेबल में डाल देते हैं. Say for example, for a given point, there should be latitude, there should be longitude, there should be depth for that place, there should be some lines around, etc etc. So इस एक पोजीशन का, इस एक पॉइंट का on the chart, there are so much information available. Then there will be another position, उसका सारा data. More places on the chart, the whole data. So the whole chart is converted into digital record data, and a database is made, which we are looking on screen. This is the database of the complete chart. The electronic chart or ECS, electronic navigation chart, is not a picture. Is not a picture. ENC is this database, जिसमें चार्ट की सारी इंफॉर्मेशन लिखी हुई, आप पढ़ सकते हैं ऐसा, और में भी पढ़ नहीं सकते हैं क्योंकि एबीसीडी बने होगा कुछ और फॉर्मेट में होता है. फॉर्मेट क्या है? Format, the database is having a certain format which is used by the hydrographic offices, and that is S57 database format. S57. That is the database format. Now what happens, जब हम हाइड्रोग्राफिक ऑफिस से ये चार्ट खरीदते हैं तो मुझको ये डेटाबेस मिलती है, चार्ट नहीं मिलता. When I buy electronic navigation chart from the hydrographic office, क्योंकि वही बनाते हैं ये, I get something like this database. We will call this ENC. So I have an ECDIS system. I have an ECDIS system. ENC comes to me, जो कि डेटाबेस में है. मैं इस डेटा को कन्वर्ट करता हूं, and we call, make a local database of SENC, System Navigation Chart. ENC बनी हाइड्रोग्राफिक ऑफिस में, उसकी डेटा मैंने अपने सिस्टम में एक दूसरा डेटाबेस बनाया जिसमें ENC के डेटा मैंने उठा ली, सिस्टम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक नेविगेशन चार्ट. बट इस सिस्टम ENC में सिर्फ ENC की डेटा ये नहीं है, इसमें जीपीएस की भी डेटा है, इसमें अपडेट्स भी है, इसमें इको साउंडर का भी डेटा है, इसमें लिस्ट ऑफ लाइट्स का भी डेटा है, इसमें टाइड टेबल्स का भी डेटा है। जितना डेटा मुझको चाहिए ऑन स्क्रीन सबको पकड़ के लेके आते हैं और सिस्टम में एक नया डेटाबेस बनाते हैं कॉल्ड सिस्टम ईएनसी। एंड देन द सिस्टम ईएनसी इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू पिक्चर, जो हमें स्क्रीन पे पिक्चर के रूप में दिखता है। यू अंडरस्टैंड? ईएनसी इज लाइक चिकन, जो मैं बाजार से खरीद के ले आया, बट इसका पूरा चिकन जो मैं लेके आया हूँ रॉ है, उसको पूरा जब प्लेट में सजा के रखनी है मुझको, तो क्या क्या चाहिए? तो हल्दी भी चाहिए, मसाला भी चाहिए, चिकन मसाला भी चाहिए, ऑयल भी चाहिए, फ्लेम भी चाहिए, सब एक साथ करते हैं, तब जाके कुकअप होता है और फाइनली प्लेट पे आती है, राइट? तो ईएनसी इज रॉ, हाइड्रोग्राफिक ऑफिस से आ गई, बट पैसेज प्लान के दौरान आई हैव टू पुट लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन इनटू ऑनटू दैट। तो उस सारे चीजों को एक कढ़ाई में मिलाना है सबको, विच इज SENC, सिस्टम ईएनसी। तो उसमें नॉट ओनली ईएनसी का डेटा बट देयर आर अदर डेटा ऑल्सो। So did we understand what is ENC and SENC? Read. So all the chart information is converted into data by hydrographic office. Most widely used charts are from UK government, UKHO. So once it is made into electronic format, we buy from them, but we need updates also. So we have to pay a subscription for buying. तो एक साल के लिए लाइसेंस मिलता है हमें यूज करने के लिए जहाँ। When I buy the charts from the hydrographic office, they send us the file. But to open the file, to activate the file, I need a passcode, password, passkey, or whatever. Once I put that, I can use the chart, but it will expire in 1 year. So I have to pay next time again for that usage. If it is expired, the file will remain there, but I cannot use it. Read on. Next, SENC. ENC देखा हमने, हाइड्रोग्राफिक ऑफिस बनाती है। SENC हमारे डब्बे में बनता है जहाज में। SENC is made by the manufacturer of the device, जिसका कंप्यूटर बनाया हुआ है, जिसने एग्डिस बनाया है, ये उसके प्रोसेस का पार्ट है। तो जैसा मैंने कहा, you have the ECDIS system here. On screen, you have keyboard, etc. You have mouse. इसी के भीतर में you have got a different database, what we are calling SENC. बट इस SENC में क्या क्या इनपुट्स आती हैं? तो ENC का भी इनपुट आता है, GPS, इको साउंडर, जायरो कंपास, रेडार, आरपा, जितने भी सारे इनपुट्स हैं, ऑल दैट इज कमिंग इनटू दिस। उसका एक नया डेटाबेस बनता है और उस डेटाबेस से फिर हम कन्वर्ट करके पिक्चर बनाते हैं, डेटा बनाते हैं, जो स्क्रीन पे हमें दिखती है पिक्चर की फॉर्मेट। So it is a new database which results from ENC. Updates, weekly updates, what we call NTMs, notices to mariners. Other data added by the mariner. Not only all that information, मैंने अभी सुना on the VHF that some firing is going on this area, do not go. अभी ये फायरिंग एरिया वाली अपडेट में नहीं होगी, तो आई कैन पुट माय ओन इंफॉर्मेशन आल्सो. नो गो एरिया फायरिंग. So I can create another set of data personally on board by manual entry. So all that data is available now. SCNC में आ गया. अब हमारा एक्टिस इन सारी चीजों को उठा के और एक कंपोजिट पिक्चर, कंप्लीट पिक्चर बनाएगा, जिसमें फायरिंग रेंज भी मेंशन्ड होगा, सारे अपडेट्स भी होंगे उसमें, जो डिस्प्ले दिख रहा है उसमें. ENC तो है ही, रडार की इंफॉर्मेशन भी दिख रही है, AS भी दिख रहा है, जायरो कोर्स भी दिख रहा है, हेडिंग भी दिख रही है, GPS पोजीशन भी दिख रहा है, सब कुछ दिख रहा है. So that is SCNC. Now before we talk about dual fuel, we need to know the other type of chart. Don't you think that making this kind of chart where every information is converted into data will require a lot of time, lot of effort, lot of patience, lot of hard work? So we do not necessarily have the ENC charts or ENC for the whole world. Some places yes, but some places we don't have. So for those areas, how do we navigate? हमने एक्डिस तो लगा लिया, अब ENC नहीं है यहाँ के लिए, तो उसका एक ऑल्टरनेट निकाला गया, which is scan the old chart itself. पेपर चार्ट को स्कैन कर लो, उसकी एक पिक्चर बना लो और उस पिक्चर पे नेविगेट करते. सो ENC तो डेटाबेस में थी, सारा कन्वर्ट करना था ABCD 1 2 3 में. बट अदर टाइप्स ऑफ चार्ट is something called raster chart. This raster chart is exact copy of the paper chart because हमने just scan किया और उसकी एक पिक्चर फाइल बनाई. उस पिक्चर फाइल से I can superimpose my position onto that chart. मैं अभी भी अपना पोजीशन देख सकता हूँ उस चार्ट पे. Of course, possibilities of updates are also there. So it makes the raster chart safety relevant and safety approved. Raster chart is also approved for safe navigation. ENC is definitely approved for safe navigation, but official chart for ECDIS is supposed to be ENC. जब ENC रहेगी तभी तो हम navigate करेंगे. So where we don't have ENC, we have RNC, raster navigation chart. हम comparison भी देखेंगे दोनों के बीच. So an ECDIS system, the computer on board ship, can be designed to work only with ENC. नहीं, RNC पे काम नहीं करते हम. There can be a computer which works only on RNC, what we call RCDS, raster chart display system. But there can be a smart computer, more versatile. Okay, ठीक है, कुछ भी ले आओ, I will work with it. So one computer which is good to work with ENC as well as RNC, दोनों पे ही काम कर सकता है. So naturally दो फ्यूल पे काम कर रहा है वो, and that kind of system is called a dual fuel ECD system. Main benefit for this is what? That I am free to navigate in any part of the world. जहां पे ENC है, I will use ENC. जहां पे नहीं, वहां पे RNC यूज कर लेंगे. So that I can make full use of the electronic advancement and electronic navigation that we do on board ships. So benefit of dual fuel, just read. I think it will be very easy to understand, but go through it. So dual fuel ECD system allows us to maximize the usage of ECDIS. I can navigate in any part of the world. Where available, I can use ENC. Where not available, I can use RNC. Just now we spoke about this, the types of two types of charts, the Wester and raster chart. What we have just talked about, this one is the ENC. ENC, electronic navigation charts, are basically vector charts. Raster chart, on the other hand, is a picture, scanned copy of the paper chart. एक फोटो फाइल है, like we have JPG image or PNG image or whatever. There are so many formats of the image. So that is in picture format. Raster chart is a picture file. ENC, on the other hand, is what? It is a database of information. As you would know, or you can understand, if you have a database, इसमें बहुत सारी डेटा है, हम इसमें ऐड करते जा सकते हैं, करते जा सकते हैं, करते जा सकते हैं, करते जा सकते हैं. On the other hand, if we have a picture, तो भाई जो पिक्चर है वो तो उतनी ही रहेगी, उसमें डेटा कहाँ से ऐड करें, वो तो फोटो है. So the major difference between the two is that raster chart is having a boundary. इसका बाउंड्री होता है, बट इसमें कोई बाउंड्री नहीं होती. डेटा आप बढ़ाते जाओ, बढ़ाते जाओ, बढ़ाते जाओ. जैसे आपने कंप्यूटर पे मैप्स देखा होगा, आप स्लाइड करते जाते हैं, करते जाते हैं, करते जाते हैं, पूरा ग्लोब घूम लेते हैं जीपीएस यूज करते हुए. मैपिंग जो गूगल मैप्स होता है उसमें कहीं पे ये नहीं कहता कि इसके आगे चार्ट खत्म. आपने अपने करंट लोकेशन देखी, फिर स्लाइड करते जाए, तो मान लीजिए राइट साइड स्लाइड कर रहे हैं, तो यहाँ से पहुंचते हुए अरेबियन सी पहुंचेंगे, फिर गल्फ पहुंचेंगे, फिर मेडिटेरियन पहुंचेंगे, अटलांटिक पहुंचेंगे, यूएसए पहुंचेंगे, घूमते हुए वापस अपनी जगह आ जाएंगे. पूरे ग्लोब का पिक्चर इज कंटिन्यूअस, नो बाउंड्रीज. Also, since we have the database of इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन द चार्ट। सो लैटिट्यूड है, लॉन्गिट्यूड है, डेप्थ है, हजार्ड्स है, लाइन्स हैं, वगैरह वगैरह। तो फॉर अ गिवन डेटा I can ask for certain information, I can remove certain information. मैं चाहूं तो I can select some of the data. Yes, I can remove some of the data. I don't want this on the picture. So I can change the look of the screen. If I want more information, I can have more information. If I want to remove, I can remove. So I can modify the picture on the screen if I'm using ENC. क्योंकि डेटाबेस है तो मैं कुछ सेलेक्ट करता हूं, कुछ नहीं करता हूं। आई कैन ऑल्सो सर्च समथिंग कि डेप्थ जहां जहां पे 10 मीटर से कम है वो बता दो, तो यहाँ पे कम है, इधर ज्यादा है, ज्यादा है, ज्यादा है, यहाँ पे कम है। तो एक गिवन लैटिट्यूड लॉन्गिट्यूड का डेप्थ जहां पे कम होगा आपके हिसाब से, जो आपने 10 मीटर का पूछा, तो इट कैन टेल यू ऑन स्क्रीन, इट कैन डिस्प्ले these are the areas where you have 10 meters or less depth. You can inquire this database. You can put queries and it will respond back with requested information. So this is a smart chart system where a lot of possibilities are there which is not there in raster, क्योंकि raster में आप कहां से डेटा हटाएंगे? पिक्चर की फाइल है, आपकी अपनी फोटो है, आप एक जगह से थोड़ा सा डेटा हटाएंगे तो वहां साफ हो जाएगा, बैकग्राउंड व्हाइट पेपर निकल जाएगा नीचे। ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपने जेपीजी इमेज में ऊपर का एक स्क्रैच किया तो नीचे स्किन हट गई और उसके नीचे का फ्लैश दिखेगा, और स्क्रैच किया तो उसके नीचे हड्डी दिखेगी। नहीं, वो सब तो होता नहीं, आपने हटाया तो साफ। तो एक ही लेयर में होता है जेपीजी इमेज और पिक्चर फॉर्मेट। There is only one layer of information. You can add more to it, but you cannot remove from there. But that is not the case with ENC, vector chart. Vector chart, there is already a database. From the database, you can pick up some, leave some, or you can pick up everything and also add your own data. And that is why vector charts are called intelligent charts. They respond back to your query. जो आप पूछते हैं वो जवाब देता है। कैसे? तो डेटाबेस में जाता है और ढूंढ करके डेटा लेके आपको स्क्रीन पे दिखा देता है। आप सब लोगों ने एक्सेल यूज किया होगा। एक्सेल में अगर आप कहते हैं कि कंट्रोल एफ करते हैं तो फाइंड का ऑप्शन आता है। आपने कोई कीवर्ड डाल दिया कि ये फाइंड करके बताओ, तो बताता है ना कि देखो यहाँ है, यहाँ है, यहाँ है, यहाँ है। All these places there are the information requested. So from the database you are able to query control F करके in Excel control F, एक्डिस में हो सकता है दूसरा फीचर हो या एक विंडो दी हो कि डालो यहाँ पे क्या चाहिए आपको। So you should be familiar with the एक्डिस ऑपरेशन सॉफ्टवेयर, कैसे काम करता है, क्या फीचर्स हैं। Since it is little smarter system, more complicated also I can say. So there has to be a familiarity with the system before you are going to use it. So there are modular courses also arranged for this. You have to do at this course, एक तो general, what we call generic training. Then you have to do type specific training. That means जिस कंपनी के एक्ट सिस्टम को यूज करने वाले हैं आप, वो कैसे ऑपरेट होगा। क्योंकि मोबाइल तो सारे बनाते हैं लेकिन सबके मोबाइल का फंक्शन अलग अलग होता है थोड़ा सा। काम सब एक ही करते हैं बट अलग तरीके से करते हैं. Similarly, all the computers they are doing all the same. Navigation के लिए यूज होना है, पैसेज प्लानिंग होनी है, मॉनिटरिंग होनी है, बट कैसे करना है ये सब? That you should be knowing and you should get a training for that. So modular courses for ECDIS are also there. Once we come back after break, we'll take it forward. We will have a comparison between vector chart and raster chart in the table format. Compare करेंगे. That will be happening after the break, 15 minutes break, and we meet again. Any questions so far now? Any questions?
No, sir.
नहीं सर.
Okay. चलो break लेते हैं. We meet after 15 minutes. Signing off for now.
Thank you, sir.